Kane says, I have an investment I've never lived in, but I do not have an owner occupied as I rent with friends. For the CGT rule, so the capital gains rule, can I nominate that as my principal place of residence and not pay CGT, or do I have to live there?
Yeah. Kane, you're up for capital gains tax from the minute you bought it. And I did think as I looked through these questions that I'll reflect back to the 6-year rule on this because it doesn't work the opposite way. Just in case Kane's listening, is like, hang on a minute. Who's our 6-year rule friend? Dan, I think. Jack. How come Jack gets that and I don't?
I'm with Kane. Why can't he can't move back in? In and do it.
He can move in for sure. So if he purchased that property a year ago, it's subject to capital gains tax from the minute he purchased it until either the minute he sells it or the minute he moves into it.
Okay.
And then so let's say Kane, you move in today and you live there for the next 6 months. I'm not saying that's a minimum time frame, just as an example. And then you elect to move out of that property, you could then instigate the 6-year rule, but it doesn't work backwards, To have it, you must live in that property first. So unfortunately, there's no exemption from the CGT rule for Kane in this situation.
So if he sells it without ever having lived in it, he needs to pay capital gains tax. However, if he were to move into it before selling it and be there for a period of time, that might change.
It would apportion to the number of days.
And get a valuation at that time that you move back in?
No, that works differently.
Okay.
See, the ATO make it so simple,
this is why we need to unpack this.
So when you own the property and then you move into it, they work on the number of days rule. So if you've owned it for 500 days and then you live in it for 50 days, then your 1/11 of the profit will be tax-free and 10/11 will be subject to tax.
So if Kane thought, and some people are thinking this at the moment, if Kane thought, we're going to have a massive property hike, I'm going to move in before I sell that property, it may not give the benefit that he thinks because
we don't use the market
it doesn't go there.
Rule.
Yeah, that's really interesting to know. It's on how many days.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for clarifying that.
That's okay.